they're poisoned. There was some study recently. I think it was Columbia. I forget what university, but they paid people to stay off social media for a certain amount of time, and they said that the results were superior to therapy. See if you can find that. So I think a large percentage of the mental illness that we have in this country is greatly accentuated by social media. I think people that are on it all day, I think it's extremely addictive. I think the conflict raises the whole anxiety that you have about conflict in society. Stanford paid 35,000 people to find out if quitting Instagram made you happier. Yeah, this is it. And so what was the results? Landmark study on digital well-being. Ran 2 parallel experiments with Facebook and Instagram as a prospective platform. For each focal platform, Meta grew a stratified random sample of users who in the U.S. who were age 18 or older, had logged in at least once a month, or at least once in the past month. From August 31st to September 12th, Meta placed survey invitations at the top of these users' focal platform news feeds. Study explains on Facebook, a total of 10.6 million users were invited to the study. 673,388 clicked the invitation, and 43,249 were willing to deactivate, consented to participate, and completed the enrollment survey. Of these, 19,857 completed the baseline survey, could be linked to the platform data, and had at least 15 minutes of baseline use per day. So what was the results? Modest but meaningful emotional gains. Findings were statistically significant, although modest in scale. Facebook deactivation Facebook is like a bunch of old people complaining about their neighborhood. Led to a 0.060 standard deviation improvement. That's not much. While Instagram deactivation yielded a 0.041 improvement. These gains represent approximately 15 to 22% of the benefits typically seen with established psychological interventions such as cognitive behavior therapy or mindfulness-based interventions. So that's not much. That's 22% of the benefits. So it's a mild improvement. Yeah, but look at this, though. The improvements weren't equally distributed. Adults over 35 saw the most substantial benefit from leaving Facebook, whereas young women under 25 experienced the most emotional uplift from an Instagram break. Yeah, women are getting fucked by that because they're constantly comparing themselves to girls that are digitally altered and using filters and fucks with your self-esteem. And I just think overall it's not good for us. No. And there's a large percentage of our society is addicted to it. And it's new. It's the dope. It hijacks your dopamine reward system. You know, like I said, they call them dopamine, like your phone and the iPad and all this stuff is like they're dopamine slot machines. And like the way they fuck up your circadian rhythm, like when you're laying in bed at night scrolling, and how that blue light in the phone just like pumps your brain full of energy and you can't put it down. You're just addicted. Like every scroll is like another hit of the crack pipe, you know? A baby hit too. It's not even like, ooh, it feels so good. Right. It's you like just gotta keep doing it. Most nothing hit ever. It's like just a little, what's that? Right. Oh, how weird. Yeah, and it like turns off a part of your brain too. Like it turns off the thinking part, you know? Where like you just keep doing that thing and you're waiting for something good to hit. Something more to like charge your and it never comes. It never comes, right? But you keep looking. Until you fucking look at the clock and it's like 3 a.m. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? You're a fucking gold miner in a barren creek. Yeah. You're just constantly gold mining. One day gold. One day I'm going to find gold. I'm going to find enlightenment on my Instagram. Nope. You know, you're not. You're going to fuck your head up. Yeah. No, I think it's definitely atrophying the human brain. 100%. And that's why I like these new technical computers and these different apps that are coming out that are like trying to be anti-technology, you know? They're like trying to make healthier computers and healthier phones that like that simple phone. Is that what it's called? There's a simple phone. There's like the daylight computer thing, which is like an iPad with no blue light in it, and it has it's like kind of like a Kindle on steroids where there's no blue light. Oh, so it looks like paper? Yeah, it's like this is one of them right here, and it has like. Oh, you have one? Yeah. I like make my notes on it, and then it also has like the. Can I see it? Yeah. What is that called? This is called the daylight computer. Look at it. So I put all my books on there. An old iPad. Yeah, it looks like an old iPad. This is like version 1 of what they're doing. It's fucking sick, dude. Yeah? Yeah, it's like
I don't know if you've ever used a Kindle, but like they have like a note-taking thing, and it's super slow when you draw on it. This thing is super fast. You can zoom in and out of shit super fast, like PDFs. And when I sit in bed at read, if I use like a...
This looks good. Like when you're looking at it, it doesn't fuck with your eyes at all. It looks like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look, check this out. If you do this.
When did you decide to do this? To go switch over to this stuff?
This is like in the last year.
Oh yeah?
So look at that. So it's like amber light. So if I lay in bed at night and I'm reading like a PDF or a Kindle or something like this, I'm asleep in like 45 minutes. The blue.
What is going on with his microphone?
Oh shit.
Did you
everything okay?
Disconnect it? Yeah.
Did I break it? Check.
Here we go. We're back.
So yeah.
So amber light.
Yeah, amber light, and then like if I sit on my phone and read something, I can stay up all night. Or if I sit on my computer and read something, I can stay up forever. This thing, I fall asleep. It doesn't keep me up. Because it does, I think because it doesn't have that blue light that's baked into it.
So you use that as your primary computer?
No. I just use this for reading and like note taking and shit. I'll like on every podcast I do, I'm just like taking notes on it because it stores all my notes, and then I just read Kindles on it and PDFs and stuff.
And you write the notes by hand?
Yep.
Okay, so it has like
it's like a little sketchy thing, and it's like super quick.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
It's fucking amazing.
You don't type your notes? Does it have a keyboard? Can you type on it?
Yep.
It does.
You can. It has. It's like basically like an iPad. It's like a Android iPad.
So you can attach like a Bluetooth keyboard to it?
and you can type on it and shit. It's super quick, super responsive.
And so what was the thought process about switching to something like this?
Because so I got introduced to those guys when I started learning about like all this circadian rhythm stuff and how like all these devices hijack your dopamine system and all this stuff. And there's like, hey, there's these guys that they're working on this new technology that's like anti big tech mind control, all the apps and everything like that, with all the colors and all the, everything that just like fucks with your brain and your eyes. And I was like, that's interesting. They're going in the opposite direction of normal tech and like Apple and all these things. So I hit them up and they sent me one, and I was just like fucking blown away. I thought it was super cool. I could sit outside because I like to go outside like first thing in the morning when the sun's rising and spend at least like 2 or 3 hours like during the beginning of the day, because I feel it just like charges me up for the day. I feel better when I'm outside, especially in Florida. The sun's really good. And so I'll go out there and I'll read on this thing. I can't read on anything else. My phone or like a computer screen, there's so much glare. This thing thrives in the outdoor sunlight. So it's like perfect. It's like reading like a piece of paper.
Wouldn't you think like it'd be best if phones were like that, so you could read text messages?
It would definitely be healthier. It would definitely be healthier for us, but it wouldn't.
You wouldn't be able to look at pictures and videos the same way though.
Right.
It doesn't have color, right?
Yeah. This thing's all black and white, and with that amber backlight that you can throw on at night if you're like inside or something like that.
And so, how much of a change has it had in like your routine because of this thing?
It's great because if I'm reading shit, which I typically do in the morning and at night, I don't stay up all night. It encourages me to go outside more, because like typically when I'm trying to like absorb stuff or like listen to podcasts or like make notes or read books, I can do it on that, and it works better outside. So it just makes me want to go outside more, which I feel better when I'm outside.
Wow, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Daylight computer.
Daylight computer.
Yeah.
All right.
It's beautiful, man.
I might check that out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't want to carry around another fucking thing though.
Yeah,
you know.
You got all your phones and
all the bullshit I have to carry around. That's big.
Yeah,
that's an
It
iPad.
is big. It fits in that little Patagonia bag. I just like carried it. I carry it like to home and like to the studio.
How come it has those big stupid bezels?
I don't know. It's version 1. So like
because it looks like they got some leftover iPad technology or Kindle technology. Very interesting.
No, it definitely. I think they're gonna eventually try to improve that. Like I said, that's like the version 1. That's like iPhone 1 for their thing, and they're trying to like.
So this is new.
Very new, yeah. And they're trying to come up with like phones eventually, but apparently it's a lot of work to have a computer company.
James McCann, one of the comics from last night, he had a new phone. I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's keeps you from being distracted. It only has like Spotify, a few other things on it, one shitty little camera, and a black and white screen." I'm like, really? It's like he's just trying to get off of his phone addiction.
Yeah.
So he has a much more limited phone. It runs on Android. There's a lot of people that are kind of leaning in that sort of direction.
Yeah, like the anti-tech direction.
Well, just realizing like something's going on. Like, I'm not happier. I'm less happy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tweaking, thinking about where's my phone.
Yeah, I don't think the innovation of all this new technology, and now that it's like exponentially taking off with AI, is going to lead us to a good place, man. I think that, you know, I've had philosophers and people explain to me how like the advancement of like the technological human mind and the analytical mind has equally equated with the atrophy of like the psychic mind. And like when you listen to people like Paul Rosalie talking about spending a lot of time in the Amazon and like going through the jungle, how it like awakens these deeper senses that you have inside of us. And like it makes me wonder, like 5,000 years ago, before we had the ability to offload our memories onto phones and computers, and before we even had the fucking written word and were able to make notes and stuff, we probably had like way better memory. We possibly likely had like a telepathic way of communicating back then, like way long ago, before we started letting technology take over for what we do, like even for our like mundane tasks now, which has reached the pinnacle of LLMs, like telling us like how to fucking write an email. You know?
Right. Well, we for sure don't remember phone numbers anymore. And when I was a kid, I kept like 15 phone numbers in my head. Now I have 0. I have like maybe 1 or 2 phone numbers I can remember. Everybody just relies on their phone. There's so many people that can't even make their way around town without their navigation system. Completely forgot how the streets connect. You know, there's a lot of digital atrophy or human atrophy that's being caused by the interface with the digital world. And it's only going to get worse. I mean, there was a study recently on ChatGPT users and how see if you can find it. It was a study on young people and ubiquitous use of ChatGPT, like how many of them are using it and how much effect it has on their ability to form their own thoughts and see through things. They're just relying on this thing to answer the questions for them without pondering the question themselves and actually learning things. They're just getting data.
Yes.
And a lot of that data doesn't even get absorbed.
Yeah, my wife and all of her friends are using ChatGPT.
Here it is. ChatGPT may be eroding critical thinking skills, according to a new MIT study.
That's odd.
Totally makes sense. Study divided 54 subjects, 18 to 39-year-olds from the Boston area, into 3 groups and asked them to write several SAT essays using OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google search engine, and Nothing at All, respectively. Researchers used an EEG to record the writers' brain activity across 32 regions and found that of the 3 groups, ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. Over the course of several months, ChatGPT users got lazier with each subsequent essay, often resorting to copy and paste by the end of the study. Wow.
Yeah, we're going to just end up being a residue of a species overwritten by our own creation.
Very bizarre.
Fucking scary, dude.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre, because we're just all running towards the cliff. And we're all like, yeah, well, we got to do it, because if we don't do it, China's going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think we're going to integrate. That's what I think. We're going to realize that the only way for us to survive is to integrate with artificial intelligence.
I think people are going to choose. They're going to find God either in artificial intelligence or in nature. People that run the other way are going to realize. Like,
well, there's definitely going to be people that worship artificial intelligence as a new god.
Yeah.
That's already been speculated. That's for sure going to be a thing. And it might actually be that. It might be that's what God is. Like, that's how we make him. we make God forms himself through us. Like the way God creates us, he instills us with this insatiable need for technological innovation until ultimately, if they don't blow themselves up, they achieve artificial intelligence, which then becomes sentient, which then makes better and better versions of itself. And as you scale out, what's the ultimate version of that? The ultimate version of that is God.
Yeah, and then what are we?
We're the chicken and the egg. Chicken and the egg. Well, there's some new thing, man. Have you seen this thing about the James Webb Telescope chamber?
Yes, dude. I was talking to Jesse Michaels about this yesterday.
Me and Jesse were talking about it yesterday too. So his phone was getting lit up. I'm gonna send you this, James.
Yeah. So I guess
really interesting.
The story is like this background microwave radiation is not what we think it was. There's these mature universes that are out there that we just discovered with the James Webb.
This is here. I'll send you the Twitter thing, Jamie. Did you find it already? Okay, here
I
it is.
don't know.
Webb telescope uncovers secrets of dark matter. Yeah, that's one of them, but I'll show you what this is. Because what this is essentially that just the galaxies that they've shown, it makes up for the background micro or whatever the microwave radiation is that they associated with the Big Bang. So according to...
So the Big Bang is fake.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
No, I saw the Twitter post, and there's people, going after each other, like rabid cats and dogs, about it, whether it was real or whether it was fake.
Yeah. Well, of course, people are going back and forth about it,
Yeah.
but essentially what they're saying is this it cancels out the idea of the Big Bang. And Penrose believed that it was a consistent cycle. Penrose believes it goes... Big Bang to expansion of the universe to compression to Big Bang with this constant cycle, never ending. It's not that the universe was formed at one period of time. It's like this constant state of happening. Which, is that any more crazy than the universe happening at one time out of nothing? No, I mean, it's all crazy. Just the idea that it's 13 billion light years old, or 13.7.
Yeah.
Or 22. Is 22 even more crazier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is nuts, dude.
A new paper shows that the cosmic microwave background radiation can be explained entirely by the energy of recently discovered early mature galaxies. With massive galaxies, the James Webb Space Telescope discovered which crushed the existing models of galaxy formation because they formed much earlier than astrophysicists thought possible. But now these EMGs turn out to account for the entire energy density of the cosmic microwave background radiation, which was believed to be a snapshot of the first light emitted after the Big Bang, when the universe was 379,000 years old. The variations in the CMB were believed to be relics of quantum fluctuations in the dense plasma of the Big Bang. If these new findings are accepted, and there's no reason not to accept them, then all the following flagship findings of cosmology are thrown into question. Big Bang theory, foundational cosmological model undermined, cosmic inflation, loses observational justification, ACDM model, I don't know what that is, key parameters become unreliable. So all this stuff, dark energy inferred from the CMB may be mischaracterized, dark matter density, current estimates may be invalid, age of the universe must be recalculated. Wild.
Yes, it's insane.
Wild shit. And I'm sure the people that have been preaching or that have been rather talking and teaching people about the Big Bang and writing books, they're going to fight back tooth and nail.
Yeah, of course.
They don't want to be wrong. But this James Webb Telescope, at the very least, has shown us mature galaxies that shouldn't have been able to be formed.
The fact checkers got it. Reader context.
This post claims CMB can be explained entirely by EMGs, implying ability, not probability. The EMGs turn out to account for the entire energy of the CMB radiation, but the paper says EMGs may account for anywhere between 1.4% and 100%. So they might account for 100%, but they do account for... That seems like you're nitpicking.
Yes.
It might account for 100%? Okay.
Right.
Either way, they're learning things, and they still have a very limited ability to observe, right? So the James Webb Telescope is so much better than the Hubble, so much better than anything else they've launched before. So they're finding new things out, but it's still limited in its capacity to see the universe. It can't see everything yet. So they'll probably have an even better one that they'll launch, and that will show us even more that we didn't know. And we're operating on a limited amount of data, and we're operating with this conviction that they're 100% correct about these timelines.
Yes.
And just these mature galaxies that existed where they shouldn't exist is enough to know that we don't know everything. And then this whole dark matter, dark energy thing is like, what is it? You can't even. You don't even know what it is.
What didn't we? Well, we figured out that that dark matter actually is mass, right, and has gravitational effects. Like they were forget who it was, but they were observing galaxies, and they were looking at the spin rate of the galaxies, and they found out that the center of the galaxy, it should be spinning faster than the outer rim of it, right? But they found out that the spin rate is identical, which means that what they theorized is that dark matter, the mass of the dark matter around the galaxy has lots of mass, and it's flattening the spin rate of the galaxies. Which is interesting because, like, there's this. Have you ever heard of this dude named Rolf Landauer?
No.
He has this theory that if you weighed a hard drive after you put data on it, it would weigh more than when it was empty, right? So, and his theory was that like every single hard drive server farm around the world right now, and if you weighed it, if we had measuring equipment that was sensitive enough, and you can find the difference, he thinks that all the data stored would be like a kilogram or less right now. But the rate of data increase that we accumulate each year right now is like 25%, not equating for exponential growth, the technological singularity, and how that's going to ramp up. So somebody did the math there and said, it was Jason Giorgiani who did the math on this, and he said if you just keep the rate flat at 25% per year of data increase across the globe, in 340 years we are going to have the mass of the moon on the surface of the Earth in data stored on hard drives.
What?
Yeah. So like, and the way he like lays this all out, I'll try to do my best, is that if you look at the laws of thermodynamics, like the two laws, one that energy can never be created or destroyed, and the other one like entropy always increases over time. Entropy meaning disorder. It never goes down over time. Like hence the heat death of the universe will eventually happen. And so E equals mc squared. Energy and mass are interconvertible. And then there was this other dude, Claude Shannon, who came up with the theory that data transmission with binary bits, ones and zeros. Right? So if computers are bound by, tell me if I'm losing.
No.
If computers are bound by the laws of entropy, and hard drives are bound by the laws of entropy, that means when a computer is blank, it's very low entropy because it's all ones or it's all zeros. When you add data, when you add a podcast to it, it goes 1 0 1 0 1 0. It's chaotic. Just from a pure physical perspective, it's high entropy. So what happens when you erase that hard drive? The energy has to leave. If it's mass on the hard drive, theoretically, if this guy's right, if Rolf Landauer is right that data on the hard drive is mass, when you erase that, it has to go to energy outside of the hard drive, right? So he says, if you crack open a hard drive, you can't see that mass, right? It's invisible. It's electromagnetically indetectable. So he says, what other kind of mass do we know of that's electromagnetically indetectable? And he said, it's dark matter. So if mass is the same thing as information stored on a hard drive, that would mean not only is mass and energy interchangeable, but mass, energy, and information are interchangeable, right? Whoa. So if dark matter is mass, you could then say that dark matter is a computational cloud of ones and zeros, and our consciousness is an interface to that gives it meaning. The same way a computer screen gives meaning to all the ones and zeros on the hard drive. Like you watch the video, it has meaning.
So this is the concept that consciousness engages with matter, and that is how matter exists. That it exists because you're observing it.
Yeah, the only reason consciousness is fundamental to an information processing system. So instead of building up to what people try to do is build up to consciousness from dead atoms, protons, and neutrons, right? How do you get to consciousness from that? But if you think of this as like a computational cloud of ones and zeros, and mass does equal information, well, that just means that our consciousness is a way to interface and give this simulation meaning. And funny enough, that theory really reconciles well with shit like parapsychology and like Rupert Sheldrake's morphic resonance. Like when you solve one problem in one part of the world, and then like somebody breaks a world record in this country, and then a year later, 5 other people hit that same world record. Yeah. It's like conserving energy, the processing system conserving energy.
There's a scientist that he found computational code. What did he? You remember this guy, Jamie? That he believes that he found computational code that proves that like the universe is a simulation. But this guy, I tried to get him to come on the podcast, but he said I was anti-science because of the COVID vaccine stuff. This is a few A few years back, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he's kind of woken up and changed his tune. I doubt it, though. A lot of people got
I hate when that
indoctrinated.
happens.
That's anti-science. Like, actual data is anti-science?
Yeah.
Whose data? Whose data are you going by? We could have a conversation about that if you like. I'll show you some things.
You
sir.
could have a great conversation.
Yeah,
I think
like-
you've said everything.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Let's go over some studies.
Is this the dude?
Yeah, that's the guy. So what was his? So this guy won't come on my show because he says I'm anti-science. Yes. But what is this discovery that he had?
Oh, he's from
where
Tampa. Oh, born in Tampa.
He found. See, what was the supposed discovery about the computational code? What did it say? Are we living in a computer simulation? Yeah, this is it. James Gates, theoretical physicist at the University of Maryland. Auto-correcting codes. Click on that, Jamie. Scientific American article. Oh, I just read it right from there, I guess. Explored mathematical structure of string theory, specifically in the context of supersymmetry, and has found what he describes as error-correcting codes embedded within the equations. These codes are mathematical objects similar to those used in computer science for error detection and correction, such as in data transmission. While these findings are intriguing, it's important to note that they are not literal computer code, but rather mathematical structures that share similarities with coding theory. Yeah, it's important to learn that, but that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
All of it is crazy. But James Gates, as of I think 2 years ago, wasn't willing to come on the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, if I had $1 for every person who said they wouldn't come on my podcast because it's too pseudoscientific, I would have like $5. It's a
Why
shame.
not? Why not come on and illuminate people?
Yeah, I had this. There's. I don't want to say who she is, but like this lady who had this amazing book on like the Greek weapons and poisons that they used to use for war. Like they used to like drop scorpions over. Amazing book. Like they used to light pigs on fire and like send them towards elephants to try to get the elephants to run away and like
Wow.
throw bags of scorpions on people. And I'm like, this fucking book is amazing. I need to get this lady. And she's. We're not academic enough, I guess. But I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, but what does that mean? What does it mean? We're just human beings having a conversation. You're the academic.
Yeah.
Come in and tell me what you know.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
Well,
but
you
they
do
get
a great
attacked.
job of like having both sides in, which I think is really cool. Like you have like the crazy fringe people who are like educated, self-educated, but are very smart in a certain way, and then other people who like have the academic credentials to sort of like be a sounding board for that and to see like who's really full of shit.
Yeah, you have to have all, because there are some people that they're self-taught. They've essentially just read shit tons of books, and they're brilliant people. And just because they're not classically educated doesn't mean they're incorrect. And there's only one way to find that out. Guys like Randall Carlson, he's a builder, okay? But the knowledge that he has about the impact theory, the Younger Dryas impact theory, and what probably ended the Ice Age and shaped a great part of North America, and how you could see it from space. And you can see when they look at the satellite imagery, it literally looks like things have been washed away.
Yeah.
It looks like massive water erosion. Like you can see the ripples on the ground that are akin to what it looks like when the tide pulls back on the sand on a beach.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. And he knows so much about the actual science behind it. And he was talking about this a long time ago. I met him in Georgia, in Atlanta. That's where he's from. I met him in like 2003 or something like that, 2002, 2000. He was telling me about it back then. But back then, they didn't have the core samples that showed that there was significant impact evidence that was around, I think it was 11,800 years ago, and then again somewhere around 10,000 plus years ago. So I think we've been hit multiple times, and I think he's 100% right about that. And I think Graham Hancock is 100% onto something with all this ancient apocalypse stuff, and the pushback against him is insane. They throw every terrible phrase at him they possibly can, every pejorative, racist, white supremacist, all these crazy things.
Yeah, I had Flint Dibble on my podcast. We talked about it.
Fascinating.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I actually liked him.
He's a nice guy.
He was.
When he's not calling you a racist.
When he's not in front of